Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Faisal Akbar, and now I want to explain about Islam in Britain. The first is education. Schofield or observation about young British Muslim raises an issue: the importance of being Muslim first. But how is this identity imbibed and reinforced in childhood, and how does this accord with Islamic ideas about socialization and education? In their research on British Muslim childhood in Cardiff, Schofield et al. Willis recognizing that there are multiple ways to be Muslim and many different family arrangements and contexts identified the key factor in this learning process. They prefer the concept of nature to transmission or education insofar as it turns attention away from teaching and instruction toward learning and knowledge, the agency of children as well as adults. See also Nesbitt 2000. The factor they noted were cognitive transmission, embodiment and habitus, minority defense, and the role of religious organization. The first refers to the way in which universal cognitive process impact upon social and cultural transmission. Here, Schofield et al. Really on Whitehouse's account of how different divergent ritual models promote the transmission of religious beliefs and practices by drawing on basic memory process. Whitehouse's doctrinal mode involves frequent repetition of ideas, texts, and behavior which exploit semantic and procedural memories, whereas the imagistic mode, involving instant, emotional, and irregular event, generates episodic memories. The second factor they identified was embodiment and habitus, referring to the ways in which children unconsciously acquire the disposition, habits, and moral behaviors associated with being a Muslim. This is achieved through observation and participation, imitation and repetition. It is practical and moral learning as well as mental and doctrinal. Through this everyday process, a particular Muslim habitus, which is ethnically, linguistically, and culturally inflected, is absorbed, embodied, displayed, and remembered. Being part of a visible minority in the UK, United Kingdom, especially one that is social and economically disadvantaged and is subject to discrimination and stigmatization, is important in the process of children's identity formation and their sense of community and belonging. It has been argued religion may play a more significant role in such a learning context than it might for children being brought up in a cultural majority or in a minority that is not visibly different or the subject of discrimination. Next is education and school. If the evidence and intergenerational transmission has presented a picture of effective Muslim socialization, the data on Muslim education and attainment over the decades has been less positive, with researchers noting a Muslim penalty in operation in both education and employment. Assessing the result of the 2011 popularity census, the Muslim Council of Britain reported an improving picture, but with Muslims lagging behind Hindus and both in terms of a greater proportion with no qualification and a lower proportion with higher level qualification. In 1983, the introduction of halal meat in school meals in Bradford and State School with more than 10 Muslim groups generated the many debates about halal, religious freedom and animal rights, most recently discussed in relation to Lancashire School in autumn. The desire of many Muslim parents to bring up their children as practicing Muslim with a knowledge of Islam, its teaching, practice, and values lead some to invest in a lobby for Faith Blessed School, Gardner et al. 2005. Until 1997, Islamic schools in the UK were all independent and private. The Labour government in the year extended the opportunity of applying for state funding to all faith groups. The Islamia Primary School in Brent, London, originally founded independently in 1983, was one of two state-funded voluntary aided Islamic faith schools established in 1998, the other being the Al-Furqan School in Birmingham. Since then, there has been a steady growth in the number of Islamic state schools. By 2015, there were approximately 150 Muslim schools, the majority of which were independent in terms of state-maintained schools. There were in England 10 primary schools and 11 secondary schools, some of which were combined. Muslim schools were represented nationally by the Association of Muslim Schools United Kingdom, an organization which promotes Islam education, support teacher training and professional development, and aim to improve education standards in Muslim schools. Considering the critique of faith schools, a further argument was made by Amin and Hassan that secular Eurocentric schooling in the UK can no longer masquerade as an ideological natural space, and the secular schools are not less indoctrinating than those which are faith-based. At various times, with or without justification, Muslim schools have been cited as a problem for community cohesion, a bastion of extremist ideology, a threat to British values, and radicalization risk. The question about school and their role in the radicalization was also addressed in Supporting the Signs of Radicalization, a report from the Henry Jackson Society. The report contained the profile of 29 young people from the UK who traveled or attempted to travel to work with extremist groups or fight for armed Islamic groups in Syria and Iraq between 2013 and 2016. Next is higher education, student societies, and Islamic seminaries. The first is university and student societies. Despite factors such as low family income and Muslim penalty, The 2011 population census showed educational process since 2001, with a reduction in the percentage of Muslims with no qualification and a greater percentage of women participating in higher education. Furthermore, the number of Muslims with a degree level qualification more than doubled between 2001 and 2011. University or college offer the opportunity for young Muslims to experiment away from family, community, and mosque and forget their own identities. This stage of emerging adulthood from 18 until 13 years sees us leasing of one's more independent decision-making, increased receptivity to new ideas and worldviews, and intense identity exploration. Muslim students have not restricted their criticism to ASOC. However, other studies have shown that they also felt targeted by government and by the negative responding of media and think tanks. They have expressed the view that all socially cohesive work done by ASOC and Muslim charities seem to have been ignored at the expense of the focus on Islamic extremes. As Muslim students, they have felt implicated in the activity of small expression minority and afraid to speak out on political issues. University or college offer the opportunity for young Muslims to experiment away from family, community, and mosque and to forge their own identity. Islamic extremism on campus is considered a problem by higher education systems around the world, including in many Muslim nations. While some British Muslim students have expressed concern about student Islamic societies and their politics, they have also felt targeted by government and by the negative reporting of media and think tanks. They have complained that their positive contribution, critical judgment, and charity work have been ignored and that they have been implicated in the activities of an extremist minority. The extent to which university campuses and student societies are open to the risk of radicalization and extremist infiltration has been a matter of debate. There have been cases of Islamic societies providing platform for the expression of extremist views, but there has been no evidence that students have been radicalized as a result of this. Second is Islamic seminaries. Young Muslims' opportunity for formal education beyond the age of 16 have not been limited to the university and college sector, but have included studying at an Islamic seminary or Darul Ulum abroad or in the UK. The earliest seminaries in the UK were those established by the Deobandis in Bury 1975 and by Tabligh Jamaat in Debsuri 1981, Chirchirai 2006. Like other Islamic seminaries, they were modeled on institutions developed for other times and other social and political occasions. There are no more than 25 registered seminaries, the majority being Deobandi, but other Barawi, Shi'i, and Muslim Brotherhood. Most cover for male students, though several are family only are female only. In addition, the co-educational Muslim college was set up in London in 1987, and two other mixed seminaries followed in Lancaster and Oxford. Cambridge Muslim College, also educational, was founded in 2009. Studying at Darul Ulum remains a chapter alternative to further and higher education, as yet there is Islamically acceptable loan system for those Muslim students and their families who accept interest-based loan arrangement for the repayment of tuition fees. Thanks. This is from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.